he don't let me fish. And when he hit, dog, it's a dog here. Dog, it's a toad. Dog, it's a giant. Dog.
Good morning, goobers. It is approximately 4:14 in the morning, but it's a very special day because it's Memorial Day. It's the day of Slaunch Fest tournament by Milliken Fishing, which we entered, and it's also my birthday. So, in honor of that, we are going to go to Lake St.Clair and try to win this Milliken Fishing tournament. I think we got a chance. I know this lake well, and especially this time of year with the smallmouth and their spawning. I think it's going to be hard for people in the central region to compete with what Lake St.Clair can provide, unless they're fishing like some crazy stock pond or something. So today gonna be a fun day. I'm on about 4 hours of sleep, not even, but that won't affect me. Not at St. Clair, baby. Not on my birthday. Not on Memorial Day. So, come along for the ride. Let's get it. Hey, babe. It's that time. How do you feel this morning, baby?
Do not.
What are we doing today?
Whatever you like, it's your birthday. Or
No.
I would still be sleeping.
No, you want to go fishing.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah. Wow. I don't really celebrate birthdays like that, but I'll take it. How you feeling?
Tired. Oh, no.
Okay. What are we doing today? Father, what are we doing?
Oh,
We're
fishing. We're fishing.
We're going to St. Clair for...
Yeah, because you needed some tips, and so I decided to come along and show you how to catch them.
You guys catch fish?
Yeah, we started getting hit after hit. Dad lost 2 giants.
Show you how to
That's
catch a
right.
real fish.
Yeah,
That's
we're
right.
going sucker fishing.
Hollywood over here realized he was on camera, and all of a sudden he's awake.
Yeah.
We're doing Slaunch Fest, Milliken Fishing Slaunch Fest. I think we have a chance because St. Clair is probably one of the premier lakes in the world for smallmouth, and smallmouth can get more slender, and it's an inches tournament, and it's only the central region, so I think we got a shot. People are gonna have trouble competing with St. Clair in the central region. Well, yeah, me too. No, I'm just playing. This fog,
No, I feel like I
There's
should
nothing
buckle up.
prettier than that
See?
in the morning, the fog.
All right, we made it on the lake after a couple hours of detours. Sissy needed her medicine.
Hey!
But we're gonna go. I was gonna fish the channel's topwater in the morning, but you know it's a little later than expected. The sun's a little higher, so we're gonna go straight to a place where I know they're bedding before it gets loaded with boats, because it is Memorial Day. Then after that, we're gonna go fish some rock piles right at the mouth of the Detroit River. This is about to be a smash fest, though, for sure. All right, let's catch some fish. Tell me when you get your license, Dad. I'll get you set up. Hey, you see that line on the graph, too? See the line?
Yeah.
We cannot cross that line, so pay attention. We're right on it.
Okay.
On the map.
Where are we?
We're the boat.
There's a boat. There's a boat. There's a boat.
We're right here.
Oh, I got
Line's
you.
right there,
Oh,
so
I see now. Okay, right.
See?
Yep.
Throwing a drop shot first. Dad. Dad.
You got the fish already?
Yes.
Oh,
Get the net.
it's by your feet.
That was fast. Oh, damn it.
You lost him? Oh my gosh. Can I just hold the camera?
You want to. You're down to actually film. Do we want to keep this guy? It's perfect eating size.
Yeah, no, that's a nice walleye.
Let's see him.
This is not what we wanted.
What is
This
it?
is a really nice walleye, actually. It's a walleye. Those fish I love to eat.
Yeah.
I think
That's
we should
so
throw him
cool.
in the well. Or no, we'll come back later if we have time. Yeah? Let this guy live.
You can throw it in the well if you want.
Eat it for dinner.
No, I don't want him.
I'll catch another one. Oh my god, there's fish right under us. A bunch of them. Holy crap.
They're perfect.
There's literally like 10 fish right underneath us. Hopefully they're not walleye.
What do you got?
Fast, you know.
He does it. You want to
Like
name it?
kind of a deck boat.
You want to name it?
No, baby.
Oh, here's some coming in the water column. About 20 feet down. 20, 25 feet. I think of worse ways to spend a Monday afternoon.
Right?
Sitting out there on the lake.
Well, we caught a walleye.
I know that.
Got to make a move to the guaranteed spot. They weren't cooperating with her. They're definitely out here, unless that's all walleye we're seeing. Look at this drop off. I see a couple on the bottom right there. Oh, and then I see a ball of them suspended too. Well, we shall see. Alright. We moved over to a spawning flat. The water's cold, 56 degrees. But smaller spawn, a little colder. And I don't know, I've been fishing this time of year here many times. And they're always ready. Muskie on my jerkbait. What's that? There's a muskie following my jerkbait. Huge. It's a freaking muskie, dude. There was just a muskie on my shit. I mean, 50 inches at least. Massive. Might be too cold for this. We might have to go out to the rock piles, like, after all. Gonna be a point. Alright, we're gonna put that spot where we're at. bright green is baby bass color and it's spawning season. That might be a good choice. All right, let's make a move. I'll go slow. I'm gonna go over to that 6-foot area that we can see the bottom of the sand and shit. That muskie was gigantic that I just saw. Following my bait. He stayed right up to the boat and then he saw the boat. Sometimes they'll hit right at the boat though. Muskie are notorious for following for a long way.
You guys catch fish? Of course. Was it your $10 bowl? It was your bowl? You lie.
Set the hook right way. Set the hook right way. Set the hook right way.
So cool. What? Are you gonna win this tournament?
I think I have a chance on St. Clair at this time of year. I do.
Okay, no. Try again. Cool. Are you gonna win this tournament?
Yes.
America. Because I think I'm gonna get a bite like that.
We lost.
Oh.
It did not go as planned. It was brutal out there. People said they were catching, but not great. The spawn wasn't where it was supposed to be. I was trying to fish a ridge, kept catching walleye, getting hits from walleye. I look like an American flag because I forgot to put sunscreen on. My wife said if I was wearing blue, I would look like an American flag. She gets off on my paint. So here's the plan. We're gonna go back to St. Clair next week or the week after when the spawn's really going on, and we're gonna continue the video to tomorrow on a different lake. But man, we could have definitely won if St. Clair was like it usually is in the normal spots and whatnot. We definitely could have won because I think the top was only like 85 inches or so. And for St. Clair, that's no brainer, bro. At the end, we caught a 17 and a half and a 16 and a half and lost like 3. So, would have been good. But woulda, shoulda, coulda. We'll do it tomorrow. Call your dog.
I called my dog Cohen and pissed at him.
Oh no.
No.
It's supposed to be my birthday. It doesn't matter, I'm a grown ass man, I guess.
It was actually really fun. And like my sister was there, you know what I mean? She was 22. So like, you know, like she made sure like everything was like good taken care of.
Alright, so we made it back to the ranch. Not really sure why I didn't just fish this beautiful, luscious body of water behind me. I felt ambitious and I went to the premier smallmouth lake in the country and that's all right. We'll finish tomorrow. I mean, I did catch a few monsters at the end, decent. I mean, one was like probably in the 4s for sure, and that's a big smallmouth. I'll put a picture somewhere. Then I caught another one. So we did catch like 45 inches in the last 2 hours, but like I was trying to break 100. For sure, and get big bass. I knew I could have, but there was a cold front last week in Michigan, and it really threw the fish off, man. I started fishing secondary points and cuts and stuff at the end, and that's when I really found them. So, but we're gonna fish this spot tomorrow and finish the video out. I got a crazy tan line. Look at that. It's ridiculous. My wife told me I look like the American flag. But it is Memorial Day and my birthday. So, anyways, pick it up tomorrow. Thanks for tagging along. Bye. Alright, yo. So, it's the next day after St. Clair. As you know, it did not go as planned. But we did catch some really nice fish. So, for redemption, I think the reason that I couldn't figure the bite out was, one, the cold front that we had just had the week prior. If you're from the Midwest, you know. Number 2, the water temperature had dropped a lot. It was only like 52 to 56 was the furthest I saw, and smallies usually start spawning around 60. So I think they had already started spawning, got or we're about to, getting ready to, then moved off, because usually this time of the year it goes crazy on the big flats on St. Clair. So I went out deep, but I kept catching walleye. Tried to target rock piles and stuff, but I just kept catching walleye. So then at the end of the day, we just drifted these shallow cuts that were like off of secondary points on their like main spawning grounds that I know of, and that's where we started catching them. Unfortunately, it was with like only like an hour left in the day, but we did catch 3 really nice smallmouth at the end. I'll post pictures of them. But today we're just gonna fish. I'm gonna, and for redemption, I'm gonna join a couple other tournaments on shout out Fishing Chaos. There's a bunch of cool tournaments that are just inches tournaments, competing against basically your whole region. So that's nice. So I'm gonna start for redemption and hopefully go slam them on St. Clair, because on St. Clair, I know even on kayak tournaments, top 10, if you're not like 96, you're not even scratching top 10, 96 inches. So, you know, I think we can take the W on at least one.
What the fuck am I doing?
We're gonna drop shot, wacky, swim bait, throw some top water, because I'm not really sure what stage they're on. Similar to St. Clair, smallies are a little different. We'll check the water temperature here in a sec, but I'm pretty sure the water temperature on this lake dropped about 10 degrees right in the smack dab middle of their spawn. So I think fish are gonna be scattered kind of all over the place, and then in the next, it's kind of like an extension of pre-spawn though. I can't really complain other than that confusing day I had yesterday, because that was the first day of the weather being back to normal. So I think they're going to be back to like that pre-spawn spawn middle stage. So I'm going to do both. One of these days this week, we'll go out and sight fish. And I think we're also going to take a kayak from this lake to a dam, and then all the way down the Huron River, perhaps down to another lake. We'll go from here to a little creek to this chain called the Portage Chain, and then from the Portage Chain we'll get on the Huron River. Then we'll just fish the Huron River for 15-20 miles probably. Try to find some places to camp out in the woods at night, do a little catch and cook, little camp, little adventure. Gotta let my face heal though. I got freaking burned yesterday, bro. That's why I got this thing on. I look like the American flag. Y'all saw that earlier in this video. Man, I don't know. My fingers just aren't as limber as they once were. Tying knots, I feel like, used to be a lot easier when I was younger and had skinnier fingers. Alright, throw a sinker on there. We're gonna go with the cheap sinkers because I lost about 5 tungsten sinkers yesterday. If you ever want to save money for drop shot sinkers, you don't want to buy the normal ones. These ones are like $1.29, and they're like the same thing. They're just not tungsten. If you don't really care, you know, the Eagle Claw bass casting sinkers are, you know, they'll work. For drop shots, that's what I'm talking about. Get out of this people's property real quick. A little shorter. And leader length on drop shots does matter. I recommend, if you're not getting struck on it, but you really think they should be biting the drop shot, I recommend change it, not your leader length, sorry, the weight to your sinker. Whatever the technical term is for that. But if they're not biting and you really believe that they should be biting on the drop shot, it could be your leader length. It's not far enough off the ground, or it's too far off the ground, or the distance is allowing them, the way you're working it is allowing them to see that there's something hanging underneath. You know? I always tell people, envision how your bait should look, and then try to like envision that as you work it. We are going to start with trying, actually, we're going to try this baby bass, Yamamoto. I don't remember the name of these, but you can see them. They got that nice tail, floats, and like I said, that spawn had already started a little bit, so I'd imagine there's some fries swimming around, confused because of the weather, but I would imagine there are some, because it's very late May. So we're gonna match that hatch. See if I get one first cast just sitting here lazy down. We're close to a drop off. I can't help it, man. I can't help it. I got a rod in my hand and I know there might be a fish there. Gotta throw it. I did get a bite. I did get a bite. Holy shit. Come on, smoke it. Probably was a bluegill. Alright, focus, Cole. We gotta go fishing. This is not where we're fishing today, Cole. I truly am a dog fiend. This is healthier than the alternatives to fiend about it, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Ski. Typically with drop shots, when you hook your bait up, I didn't do it this time because I'm going to fish right now, but instead of tying the hook, get the sinker secure so that it doesn't swing around and cause you hellacious consequences. If you know, you know. Organization, people. I kept saying it on my first couple videos, I'm gonna get organized. I finally did, and I've noticed that my numbers have probably doubled. It matters. It does matter. Organization and tackle, but work with what you got, of course. Which is what I was doing. Slowly getting my mojo back, and it feels good. These tournaments, I think we finna win some money together. If I get up to, let's start conservative because my channel's new. This channel, if this video gets 1,000 likes or 100 subs, so like and sub, I will pick one of you guys at random who liked and subbed at my request and split my first tournament earnings with you, whether that's $1,000 or it's $100,000. And I will keep my word. So let's do it. I used to win. I've won about 25K local tournaments. That was 5 years ago, but now I'm back on the grind. So you should take my word there. We're gonna win a couple. I know it. I've just been fishing this area, fishing in general for the national tournament, way too long not to have my day once again. You know, it's like an instinct to me. When I fish, I don't know what it is, but to me, I just feel like I don't know, like it's instinctual, like almost like it's in my DNA, like my ancestors were fishermen or something. You know, there's these scissors. It's nice when your wife tries to help you pack your stuff up, but man, oh man, is it hard to find stuff sometimes. I love her though. I love her. Bless her heart. Ankle box with a frog and a chatterbait in it because that's just the way it be sometimes. I'm gonna throw that baby bass color on for the sink too. I got a feeling.
This was divine intervention.
If that doesn't work, switch it up. Sometimes really color does matter. If you're not hitting the Senko, but you believe that it's gonna be like a finesse type day for the bite, especially in the summer, switch to a stick bait, Texas rig, you know, and that will lessen the action just a little bit, just slowly dragging on the bottom. Maybe shake the tail a little bit if you think they do want some action. And I promise you, it will make a difference. They do care about color, depending on year. They do care about action. You know, do you eat anything you want whenever you want? No. Does a deer eat anything anytime? Dog won't even eat anything anytime sometimes. A lot of my dog will. But, all right, we're rigged up. So let the Smash Fest begin. I think I'm going to register for Fishing Pros United tournament right now. I'm about 25 days late, but it's a 5 bass, you know, best 5, and I have until June 7th, so I think I can put a bag together, no doubt, especially if I go on my secret lake. All right, let's get it. Water temp went back up, which is cool. Largies typically start right around 68 degrees, smallmouth 60 to 65. Stripers right around largemouth. I am not an expert striper fisherman, but I believe it starts around 68 as well. Maybe a little colder, but I could be wrong because I do know that they are like more main lake fish. But this is a good sign that the water temperature's up, but not quite at 67. And this is probably one of the warmest parts of this channel because it's a more compact river-like lake. Pretty sure that a blister just popped on my face, so that's good. Gotta cover it with the sun, man. Look, I don't know what is dripping. I'm about to have to check, but I really don't want my face to peel, so I gotta keep it covered totally. All right, let's go. Look at this. All right, so I was gonna go main lake, but then I realized what I was talking about and realized that they might be pulling up because the water's back up to 68.6 in here, which is really close. And we got this big deep cut that goes back there. So we're gonna fish this a little bit, just throw some Senkos around and stuff. It's shallow, 3 to 4 feet, and it just looks like a large spawning area for sure. So we're gonna give this a try before we go main lake. It looks fishy. I've actually never fished this part of this lake before. I'm gonna go way back here and work my way out. Gotta get me a trolling motor, man. Help me out. Hit that sub button so I can get a trolling motor. Gotta save all my money so I can keep filming. Wow, I didn't even know this was here. What the heck? Bro, did we just find a frickin'... Did we just find a gem? A hidden gem? Whoa, what? About to go rob some beds, yo. So, we're on this little hidden gem I just found on this lake. It's crazy because I've fished here like all the time. Work for them to come back here to spawn when they have other flats on the main lake. But I figure that's what they like. They like to be protected, and this is very protected. There's some cuts to block the wind. Main lake it is. Main lake it is. Alright, let's go to the main lake. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna fish is this these drop-offs. It goes through a ridge like right here. Showed you guys this in another video. We're just gonna drift this whole thing on these ridges. You can see a fish sitting on the drop-off right there already. Maybe a few. Yeah, we're just gonna drift this whole thing, throw a drop shot, jerk bait up in the shallows, Senko, let it sink and up in the shallows, some top water. We'll see how the bite goes. But look at that, just looks fishy. Wait for it to start coming up again. It'll blow your mind, son. Here it comes. Here it comes. Look at that. I bet we'll see a fish on the graph right now, too. Boom. Look at that. It's just a ledge, so we just gonna drift these ledges. Let's get it. Let's catch some freaking bass. Yeah. We're gonna start with a drop shot. About a 12 inch space. Mix it. About 15 bass. Right along it because it should relate. Got bait on the first cast, that's a good sign. Oh, he did take my bait, so he did definitely get bit. thought I was gonna get bit again for sure, and that was why I did it. We're drifting really fast. Yeah. Need to get a drift shot. Drift shot. Saving up for a new Ultra or Garmin. You know, I understand people's feeling on live scope, but if I'm gonna tournament fish and other people have it, I kind of have to have it too. Oh crap! Big topwater right in front of me. Huge. Right in front of me. We just moved to get the current right for the drift. If you don't have a trolling motor yet, this works. I'm gonna convert this boat to a full bass boat that can be convertible back and forth from ski and bass, and then obviously get my designated tournament boat too. Alright, so I switched from the brown I had on yesterday to this because in here it's a lot more bluegills and this is more bluegilly. We might get a pike, big old pike bite. Probably will take the lure, but we'll see. Maybe we can get them. They're in here. Oh! What the heck? Senko it is. Don't trust me. But he's fishing the bank right behind you guys. See it somewhere shallow. Alright, we're gonna go. I know this spot's holding up. Sometimes you just gotta adapt. The wind's blowing a little too hard to drift. So we are just going to go fish a spot where I know they'll be in. It's a little cut that is not too far away that doesn't have any wind because the wind's blocked. See you there. Shh, there's a deer right there. You guys see him? You guys see her? It's a nice little doe right in there. I don't know if you guys can see her, but it's a nice little doe right there. So we moved into a different spot right off of the main lake. Man, that must be a sign. Deer are so beautiful, but they're also so good to eat. It's a coinkydink. We moved off to the main lake into this little bowl here, and it's a channel into another lake. But I know there's bass in here. See some shad down here, minnows, fry or bluegill minnows. Let me just drop this thing right on this drop off. It goes from like a foot to like 15 right here, right next to these weeds. Let's try that. I don't know a fish on the face of the planet that can resist that. So when I'm drop shotting, I like to hook my bait just a little bit in so that it doesn't expose like too much of a hook gap, so that they really get it when they bite. Got a little nibble. To work our way up the drop off. We're up in the shallows, we're gonna work it up the drop off. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Alright, put this tried and true green pumpkin Senko. I find for some reason in this region just no flake, a little black spot, just 5-inch, just straight up Senko seems to just work, man. I don't know why. Just casting up in the shallows where there might be bucks on beds. The female's looking for a mate. Or just big bass up feeding because it's that time of day. And this cold front really screwed the fish up. But I think once it gets warm, that activity will pick right back up again, and then they'll spawn like the ones that haven't spawned out yet. Watch that line. Interesting. I felt him tap it, so then I just killed it and let it sink. Then gave it a little jerk, then killed it again. There he was. Man, healthy fish, he's a fighter. Don't do that. Barely hooked. Barely hooked. Healthy little buck. Probably sitting on a bed or something. We're just waiting for his mate. Let's get back in there. On the green pumpkin Senko. That fish wasn't even hooked. It was just resting in its mouth, which is why it's important to get really good at keeping tension on them. We're gonna fish back here now. My dad lost a bunch of fish yesterday on St. Clair because he's not like me when it comes to fishing. He just does it because he enjoys it. When it sometimes comes with me, yeah, he just wasn't setting the hook.
Set the hook right. Set the hook right. Set the hook right.
You know, like you should, keeping that tension. He just wanted to set the hook, just pull up and reel immediately. Told him you gotta set that hook and make sure the tension's there. Reel down, keep the tension. You know. Maybe they do want it though, because that fish donked it when I was reeling it in. And then I killed it, and that's when he hit it. That felt like a hit for real. Another grass bass. I just saw a fish boil like in a foot of water. Let me see if I can get a Senko back there. This is when you want to have weedless flipping stuff tied on. See if I can tie this weedless. I'm just going to stick the hook in just so it's barely not protruding. I'm going to have to set the hook hard on her, but I just saw her. That was a big fish. Might have been a boy, actually. The only reason I knew that bass was on is because the frickin' weed started moving unnaturally. Little buck, still fun. Wild. They're up shallow. Must be where the bed was. Weird. Very weird. Nice open tongue. Well, up shallow. Man, that felt like looking down south, you could hear the weeds. Right up until I got him out. That was fun. This middle, another middle, then we gotta go home. I am not trying to go through that tunnel in the dark. Sometimes when you're fishing a spook, I know it's enticing to want to go fast, move around, get a lot of cast, but sometimes you just gotta slow it down for 'em. Pause. Jerk, make it look like a dying minnow. Alright, last cast. Alright. Sometimes you just gotta make yourself call it, man. Just heard top water like way in there. It's crazy. They are back there. Gonna have to tie up some flipping stuff. Gonna have to tie up some flipping stuff and come back here and flip up in there, see what we find. The big girls must be like somewhere in the middle here. We'll figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. I'll show you guys that tunnel I was talking about. I didn't want to go through in the dark when we get there. Peace. All right, so that day went okay. Got a couple bass there you saw on the home lake, Highland half moon chain, right off the Huron River. Had, you know, for a normal smallmouth fisherman, that day in Lake St. Clair would have been okay, right? Got a decent amount of strikes, caught 3 decent smallmouth bass. But normally, for people that don't know on St. Clair, especially like late May, it's a smash fest. But that cold front just threw them off. But that's okay. Like I said, we're going to join some more tournaments and go get redemption on that lake once it warms up a bit. It was warm for like 2 days, then now it's like 55 again. So I'm going to wait until it warms up again like midweek and then go out there and submit it to the United Pros tournament. Like I said, 1,000 likes or 100 subs on this video, I will pick somebody with a random generator and split the winnings with you. That main tournament is $500,000, and I will keep my word. Tomorrow, I think we're gonna go on a kayak journey and film a video of that. Start at the home lake, go jump a dam, go down the river, go to the portage chain, jump another dam, and then go down the Huron River for 15-20 miles, and maybe camp and stuff on the river and fish if my wife can handle it. We'll see if she comes. If not, it'll be more fishing focused. If she does, it'll be both family and fishing focused. So stay tuned for that. Look for it. Do appreciate you guys for watching. And please hit that sub and like, because it helps more than people realize for small creators that are just starting. 1,000,000 times over. The algorithm just recognizes the likes, comments, and engagement on your videos, and subs, obviously, to get monetized, so I can keep doing this, because it feels like my calling. I'm not gonna lie. I feel authentic when I'm filming these videos, which is a good feeling. Better than sitting in front of a computer all day. So help me out, I help you out. Appreciate you guys, and do what makes you tick.
It's a giant.